What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Prime Lacrosse YouTube page. And today we're in a basketball gym because it's raining outside. But I have 5 great cradle drills that you can do, especially if you are a newer player or if you just need to brush up on your cradling skills. This is going to be the workout for you. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so before we get into the cradling drills, we need to talk about why cradling is so important. If you can't cradle the ball, meaning you can't rock it back and forth with one hand, with 2 hands, switching hands, you probably can't play lacrosse very well. It is one of the most fundamental skills you have to get at the very beginning. So if you're brand new or you know someone who's brand new, send them this video because this is a must. We got to get our stick work right. It's the equivalent to dribbling in basketball. If I can't dribble in basketball, I really can't play basketball. So we want to make sure that we are training this cradle, and we're going to start out with 5 easy cradling drills that we could turn them into combinations later on. Let's dive in. All right, guys, so the first cradle drill up is the power cradle. We're going to have a high grip on this. And what we're gonna do in our power cradle is basically rock it pretty hard back and forth, just like that with this very high grip. Now we could definitely lower our grip and rock it back and forth just like that. But to gain most control and have the best leverage on the stick, we're going to go ahead and get our hand all the way towards the head of the stick, just like that. And it's gonna train us to really pump hard. We're gonna be going hard in a second, so get ready for that. Get your sticks out. Get a ball, get a sock, get whatever, and let's get to work, okay? Whoa, 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 time out. Have you subscribed yet? If you haven't, we're dropping fire content. I don't want you to miss it. All right, let's get back to the play. So we're gonna be using both our right hand and our left hand for this. Now in the power cradle, again, top hand is very high. Also, I have my fingers on the shaft and not necessarily my palm, if you could see that right there. So let's start with our left hand. What we're gonna do is get in a nice athletic stance. If you wanna be lazy, you can stand kind of up like this. I like a nice athletic stance, makes you feel athletic. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna rock it back and forth. We can rock it sideways like that with our elbow up. I'll show you sideways, just like that. Or we can kind of like rock it up and down just like that. I think you should do both. And I'll count those as part of your power cradle. So maybe one set you're doing up, and one set we're doing side, just like that, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna power cradle for about 15 to 20 seconds, but here's the key. You gotta go hard, let's go, okay? We're gonna just pump that thing hard. Notice how my bottom hand is just starting to control it, and I am just gonna rock that thing. My arm is gonna be on fire, my left arm is on fire. Once you get done with about 15 seconds of that, trust me, you don't wanna go more than that. You're gonna then switch to the other arm. All right, so now we're going up. We're gonna go sideways a little bit. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh, I can't even go to 15. But that is the power cradle. I want you to do this for essentially 2 sets, about 2 to 3 rounds each set, about 10 to 15 seconds. Now, if you're dropping the ball, go a little bit slower and then start to pick up the pace. All right, on to the next one. All right, guys, so the next cradle drill up is the tuck. This is an essential function when we are playing lacrosse. We have to tuck, we have to protect. If you don't know what that looks like, let me show you really quick. This right here. This is the tuck, or the wrap cradle, some people call it right here. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm bringing it from one side of my body to the other side of my body, not bringing the bottom hand, that's more of a pull, right there. I'm just gonna leave my bottom hand kind of right there. You don't wanna leave it too far though, you might get butt checked. So bring it along with you. And I'm also adding a lean as well. But this is the tuck. How are we gonna practice this? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take about 3 to 4 power cradles, and then we're going to tuck. You can mess around with the hand positioning on the shaft too. You don't have to keep it super high for this one. You can mess around right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and easy like that, okay? Once you get that down, again, we're gonna go 2 sets, about 2 to 3 rounds each set, 15, 20 seconds each, and then we're gonna go on to the next one. But right now on my left hand, I'm gonna go ahead and go with a high grip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get that down going slow, I want you to pick up the speed, okay? You could even do this for a minute if it's like really slow, if you're not trying to burn your arm out. But for 15 and 20 seconds, if we're going super hard, you should be good. So let me show you what that looks like, okay? Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll do that for 15, 20 seconds, totally burning out. And I'm telling you, your arms will be on fire. So that is the tuck. It's really good for stick protection, but let's get to the next one. All right, guys, so the next cradling drill up is the switch. What we're gonna work on is switching the stick from my left side of my body with the left hand being up top to the right side of my body with the right hand being up top. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. I'll show you the easiest ways and then the more complex ways. I mean, you could even go behind the back if you wanted to. That is also a switch there, but I'm going to show you the simple ways right now. So what we're going to do is get into a nice cradle, just rocking it nice and easy. Bottom hand's going to be all the way at the bottom, top hand's towards the middle, a little bit higher than the middle. And what we're going to do is kind of push down right here through the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring it a little bit closer. We're going to push down, quickly get our top hand to the bottom, and then get our bottom hand to the top very quickly to switch. And we could go as simple as that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You could also get your top hand a little bit higher on this. 1, 2, 3. Push it down, push it down, push it down. And it might even go in between your legs a little bit. That's totally cool. So that's one way to switch. Other ways to switch is kind of like this hand transfer kind of motion from up high. So it's kind of like this right here. You see that? I'm kind of keeping one hand on the stick as I transfer to get my other hand there, and then I get it right there, okay? So I'm gonna give about maybe 3 to 4 to 5 cradles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch up high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch up high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch up high. You can also do it from up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. This is kind of like a roll over the top kind of switch. Notice how my top hand and my bottom hand are pretty close for it. And then I get my bottom hand all the way to the bottom of the stick to be in triple threat right here. So I can go punch, 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 switch, punch, 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 switch right there. So there's a couple of different ways to switch. One of the funnest ways, funnest, I just made up a word, to switch is when we bring this stick across our body, kind of like a pull or a toe drag if you have enough skill to get that. That's all right, ball fell down. But this is a really fun one to do when we're switching. I'm pulling all the way across, I'm not switching yet. Once I get it and clear it under the stick, I'm gonna go ahead and take one hand off, keep one hand on, go with one hand, and then bring my other one back to get control of the stick. Charlotte North does this a lot. She brings it under like this with this little toe drag, and she'll bring it super close with her hands, if you could see that, just to give her a little bit more leverage to make the stick even shorter. And then she brings one hand off, gets one hand up, and then brings the other hand back to her. So we're gonna do that for 2 sets, about 2 to 3 rounds. Man, let's increase the time for this. We're gonna go about 1 minute on switches and get really good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch. Just like that. All right, on to the next one. All right, guys, so the next cradle drill up is the punch out. What we're gonna do in this drill is punch this stick out just like that. Let me show you sideways what it looks like. Punch out. Notice how my arm is fully extended. That's how easy this one is, okay? But we gotta extend out. We don't wanna keep it flat though. That ball might roll out as we start going faster. So we're gonna punch out, bring it in, turn it. Punch out, punch in. See how I'm turning the head of the stick? Punch out, punch in. And we're gonna do that with our right hand and with our left hand. 2 sets, maybe a little bit longer on this one because it's a little bit easier. So maybe 20 to 30 seconds for this. But let me show you how it's gonna look best. Notice how I have my arms up. This is called the triple threat position, okay? From here, I could pass, I could shoot, and I could dodge, all right? So I'm gonna punch out and bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say you get really good at that and would keep doing it, then you could also incorporate a switch in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch. Just like that. The punch out is super important, especially when throwing shot fakes and pass fakes. And since we're talking about punching out, we're gonna punch up. Let me show you how to do it. All right, everyone. Now our last cradling drill, which is the punch up, okay? Similar to the punch out, we are going to punch up with this top hand, okay? It kind of looks like a Super Mario punching a brick kind of thing, okay? This is really important for those shot fakes, those little hitchy movements right there, okay? So we have to get this down. So the way we do this is we're gonna kind of have our stick up like this, a little bit on our shoulder right here. You can even rest it there if you want. And what we're gonna do is rotate. I'll show you without the ball. Put it right here, actually. We're gonna rotate the stick up just like that. I don't know if you could see this right here. Rotate it up and bring it back down, but you have to go very quickly. Both hands can rise on this as well. It's very important that we understand that, okay? Because you don't want to go like that. That's not the punch up, okay? So it's a difference between a punch out and a punch up. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Notice how my bottom hand is kind of cranking up. We're revving the engine, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna start going a little bit faster. Once you get good with your right hand, we're gonna go to our left hand, okay? So again, a little bit of a rest on my shoulder, okay? Arms back if you want, more triple threat, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the punch up. It's similar to a punch out. Super important to throw those fakes, throw those hitches, all that stuff. All right, guys, so with all these cradling drills, what I want you to do is I want you to put them into a combination. The power, the tuck, the switch, the punch out, and the punch up. And I want you to share them with me. DM me on Instagram at Coach Gabe so I could see your progress and give you some other combinations that will take your cradling game to a whole new level. And if you like that video and you found value in it, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, subscribe to the Prime Lacrosse YouTube page because we're dropping fire content like this all the time. Hit the notification bell too. I don't want you to miss it. We'll catch you on the field.